There was a boy named Michael, born into a family of musicians in Gary, Indiana. From the moment he could walk, it seemed he was destined for the stage. His father, a strict but determined man, recognized the musical talent within his children early on and worked tirelessly to mold them into a group that could captivate the world. This group became known as the Jackson 5, and young Michael, though the youngest of the group, quickly became its shining star. With his natural charisma, Michael's voice soared above the rest. He could belt out lyrics with a soul far beyond his years, and his dancing, effortless, precise, electrifying, would become his signature. Under the guidance of their father, the Jackson 5 signed with Motown, and soon the world would witness Michael's rise. Songs like I Want You Back and ABC topped the charts, and suddenly, the boy from Indiana was performing in front of crowds that numbered in the thousands. But behind the bright lights and sparkling costumes, Michael faced the pressure of constant rehearsals, the weight of expectation, and the complex relationship with his father, who demanded perfection. As Michael grew older, the world watched him evolve from the boy wonder to a young man determined to carve out his own identity. Though his success with the Jackson 5 was remarkable, Michael longed to express himself more deeply, to break away from the constraints of the group and the control of others. In his heart, he knew that he had something extraordinary to offer, something that went beyond catchy melodies and smooth dance moves. It was in the late 1970s that Michael truly began to transform. Teaming up with legendary producer Quincy Jones, he set out to create music that was not only infectious but groundbreaking. The result was the album Off the Wall, a record that fused pop, R&B, and funk into something that no one had ever heard before. It was a runaway success, but for Michael, it was only the beginning. In 1982, Michael released what would become his magnum opus, Thriller. The album shattered every expectation, breaking records and making Michael Jackson a global phenomenon. The music video for the title track, with its unforgettable choreography and cinematic horror theme, became a cultural landmark. Michael's unique blend of artistry, innovation, and undeniable star power cemented him as not just a pop star, but a force of nature. But with fame came isolation. As Michael reached unprecedented heights, he struggled with the burden of being in the spotlight. The pressures of fame, compounded by constant media attention and scrutiny, began to weigh heavily on him. He became reclusive, retreating into his home, Neverland Ranch, a place where he tried to recreate the childhood he felt he had missed. It was a sanctuary filled with animals, amusement park rides, and the boundless imagination of a man who had never truly been allowed to be a boy. Despite the personal challenges, Michael's creativity remained unstoppable. He continued to release groundbreaking albums like Bad, Dangerous, and History, each one filled with songs that became anthems of love, empowerment, and social change. Michael used his platform to call for unity and healing, singing about the need to care for the planet in Earth Song, and advocating for the well-being of children around the world. However, his life was far from peaceful. The tabloid press hounded him relentlessly, focusing not on his artistry but on his eccentricities and personal life. Wild rumors, lawsuits, and scandals overshadowed his achievements. He became a figure of both adoration and controversy, a man whose genius was sometimes eclipsed by his complex and misunderstood persona. Yet through it all, Michael's connection to his fans remained unbreakable. His concerts were more than just performances. They were spectacles of light, sound, and emotion. Thousands of people from all walks of life would gather to witness him dance, to hear his unmistakable voice, to feel the energy that only he could create. When he moonwalked across the stage, it was as if time stood still, and for those moments the world seemed a little brighter. Michael Jackson's later years were marked by both triumph and tragedy. He continued to fight for the things he believed in, donating millions to charities, advocating for peace, and using his music to spread messages of hope. But the struggles he faced took a toll on him, both physically and emotionally. His health began to decline, and the pressures of his career became increasingly difficult to manage. In 2009, as he was preparing for a comeback tour titled, "This Is It," the world was shocked by the news of his untimely death. Michael Jackson was gone, but his influence was far from over. His passing sparked an outpouring of grief and love from fans across the globe, as people celebrated the life of the man who had given so much through his music and his heart. Michael Jackson's legacy continues to live on, not just in the records he broke or the awards he won, but in the lasting impact of his artistry. He changed the landscape of popular music, opening doors for artists of every genre, race, and nationality. His dance moves, especially the moonwalk, became iconic, inspiring generations of performers. His vision for a better world, one where people were united by love and kindness, resonated with millions, and his dream lives on in those who continue to believe in its possibility. Though his life was filled with challenges and contradictions, Michael Jackson was, at his core, an artist who dedicated himself to creating beauty in the world. His music transcended boundaries and brought people together, even in the most divided times. And in that sense, Michael never truly left. His voice still echoes through speakers, his movements still inspire, and his message of love still shines brightly, a beacon for all who seek to make the world a little more magical.